The narcissist will always be afraid of you, no matter what. They're fearful of what you could do. They're scared of your potential and worried you'll finally realize it. Narcissists are afraid you'll realize who they really are and what they've done to you, and then they'll have to face the consequences. So here are 10 reasons narcissists are afraid of you. Number 1. You are what you are. The narcissist is afraid of you because you are what you are. You have an identity and a sense of self that does not depend on them. You can be yourself without caring about what they think of you. They're afraid of that because it means they don't have control over you. Narcissists can't manipulate you as easily. When they try, it backfires. The narcissist doesn't want to be seen for who they really are. They don't like the truth, so they keep it hidden. Narcissists can't manipulate everyone all the time. You're not going to fall for their tricks forever, and that scares them. You see through their facade, and they know it. So they try to get rid of you before this happens by making you doubt yourself or feel guilty about something that isn't your fault. Number 2. You have self-respect. A narcissist can't stand it when they see you have self-respect. You have self-respect, and they're afraid of what that means for them. Narcissists do not respect themselves, so they try to get others to love them and validate their existence by doing whatever they want. When you have self-respect, you know what you want. You don't let anyone tell you otherwise. People do not walk all over you and get away with it. You have boundaries, which they dislike because they don't have any. They're afraid of being exposed, so they attack your self-esteem. And seeing how much strength you can draw from within yourself makes them feel weak and powerless, which they despise above all else. Number 3. You're not afraid to speak up for yourself. Narcissists fear you because you don't hesitate to speak up for yourself. Narcissists have a way of taking over a room, and they don't like it when you try to steal their spotlight. If you're not afraid to confront them and tell them who they really are, you may undermine their sense of power and control. When you challenge a narcissist, they get upset. Narcissists are accustomed to getting away with whatever they want, and when someone challenges them, they don't know how to react. They may try to trick you into backing down. Still, remain strong and cool. They will become even more upset because they realize they no longer have control over the situation. Number 4. Your self-esteem comes from within, not from others' opinion of you. The thing about narcissists is that they need to feel superior to everyone else to maintain their own self-esteem. They don't feel good about themselves unless they can look down on others and make them feel inferior. So if you have a high sense of self-esteem, it threatens them and makes them uncomfortable. Your self-esteem does not come from people, it comes from within. When you have high self-esteem, you don't need other people's opinions to feel good about yourself. You don't require anyone else's approval to be happy with yourself or believe you are worthy of love and respect. You are confident in your own strengths and weaknesses, so you can accept feedback from others without letting it affect your self-image. Number 5. You don't need other people for validation. It's true. You don't need other people for validation. You are the only person who can give yourself the validation you need. And that's what narcissists fear most of all. They believe they have to have a constant flow of external validation to feel good about themselves. This can make narcissists feel like you're always getting the better end of the deal when you interact with them. You get to do what you want without worrying about whether or not people will like or approve of it. And then you get to go home and brag about how much fun you had. Meanwhile, narcissists must go home and wonder why no one wants to hang out with them anymore. Narcissists are stuck in a vicious cycle of trying harder to impress everyone around them while simultaneously becoming increasingly frustrated with themselves. Number 6. You are independent and self-sufficient. You don't rely on anyone for anything. If you do, it's only because you want to, not because you have to. You are independent and self-sufficient. You are your own person. You are strong and confident in who you are as an individual and what you can do by yourself. Narcissists are drawn to vulnerable people because they see them as easy targets. But when they meet someone who isn't vulnerable, they feel threatened. They know deep down that if this person isn't ready, there's no way for them to get what they want from them, attention and admiration from someone else. So when you tell them no, or I don't want to talk about that, it makes the narcissists uncomfortable because there's nothing for them to gain from your rejection. They can't use their usual tactics of guilt trips or manipulation to make you feel bad about yourself so that you'll do what they want. Number 7. You know what makes you happy. The narcissist's biggest fear is that you are happy with your life and don't need them to make you happy. You've found the thing that truly makes your soul sing and gives you energy, and they're terrified of seeing it. They're afraid they'll be left in the dust if they see how much joy you get from something. Narcissists want to control you and keep you dependent on them. They want to be the source of your happiness, so they'll use whatever means necessary to do it. When they see that you live a happy life without them, they'll be terrified of losing their power over you. If you have a strong sense of who you are and what makes you happy, then it's harder for them to manipulate you into seeing things their way. Number 8. You are not easily persuaded. Narcissists are afraid of you because you are not easily persuaded. When someone is easily convinced, they don't know what they want or need. You have your own mind, opinions, and way of doing things. The narcissist wants you to be a slave who will do whatever they say without question. They want someone who will follow their agenda without resistance or hesitation. Narcissists wish for someone who will always agree with them and follow their lead no matter what direction they take things in. If you're not easily persuaded, it will be harder for them to convince you of what they want you to believe. This is a massive threat to narcissists, for you don't let them become a dominant force in your life. Number 9. You can see through other people's games and manipulations. Narcissists fear you because you can see through their games and manipulations. They fear you because they know you can see right through them. You have the power to call out narcissists in their self-centered ways, and they don't like it when you do that. Narcissists thrive on control and power over others. Still, when you start questioning their motives and challenging their authority, they're forced to admit they're not all-powerful, and that terrifies them. Narcissists can only get away with their abusive behaviors because they know how to play the victim card and make themselves look like good guys or girls. You've probably been played by them before, maybe even many times. But when you realize that narcissists are just trying to manipulate you, it's easier to spot the signs of their abuse and avoid getting sucked into their games. Number 10. You threaten their identity. Narcissists are afraid of you because you threaten their identity. Narcissists are all about control and think of themselves as being in control of every situation. But when you show up and assert yourself as an equal or even a superior, it threatens their sense of self-importance and self-worth. Narcissists are just empty shells with an inflated sense of self-importance and entitlement. If someone were to try and show them that they're not special or important, they would have to confront this reality, which would cause them great distress. That's why narcissists try to keep everyone around them down. They want to make sure that nobody ever threatens their false sense of self or challenges their beliefs about themselves. For a narcissist, nothing is more terrifying than being powerless. Remember that narcissists are afraid of everything, but they hide it better. Although narcissists may claim to be fearless rulers of the world, they're actually scared of many things: rejection, being ordinary and mundane, being controlled by others, having their bad sides noticed by other people, feeling inadequate, fearing that people will find out their true selves. Ultimately, it becomes apparent how the narcissist suffers from illusions of grandeur and that these fears sometimes overwhelm them. Did you find this video informative? Let us know in the comments below. Like this video and subscribe to this channel. It helps us a lot. Watch this next video over here.